Okay, hello everyone.
Hi everyone.
Welcome to our masterclass.
Yeah, you could get the wrong impression by looking at the picture because I'm not that tall. If you see, I'm not as tall as Niklas, but we are trying our best.
Okay, so I'll try to share my slides or my entire screen.
Yeah.
So today we want to talk about sustainable content automation and how a PIM system and an NLG framework like AX semantics can complement each other. But I think first we should introduce us. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Let me start. So I'm Katharina Meyer, and 2 years ago I started working with AX semantics, and I think it's 3 years ago I started working for hmmh as a student assistant in the data optimization team, and now for 2 years I'm working with AX semantics. And little by little, we developed the whole content automation field in our unit. And now I'm working there as kind of a project manager, and I'm the first contact person within a project.
Yeah, my name is Niklas Fallik, and I'm into PIM systems. My colleagues and me implement PIM systems for our customers, and they're to manage product data across all channels. We will talk about later. And I'm highly interested in automate every step you can go in content creation. And I think that's our interface. So, yeah.
Yeah, and in this session, we want, as you know, talk about sustainable content automation. And firstly, we want to talk about the daily challenges we have in content automation and regarding to the text generation and the PIM side, the PIM systems. So I start telling you some things about the daily challenges in text generation. You can see here what we are going to do. So we start with the daily challenges and product dating processes, as I mentioned, firstly about the NLG challenges we face every day. So we have some disruptive factors in content automation, or when it comes to content automation, especially in text generation. As you can see, the icons, we have some factors like heterogeneous or inconsistent data. We have missing data, non-processable data, and wrong data. And as a result of several reasons, for example, missing briefings or different systems where the data comes from, not existing not existing default values, which are very helpful in every kind of automated context. Missing quality assurance or inconsistent data construction and optimization, and so on and so on. So we have a lot of factors, and which comes a lot of disruptive factors when it comes to content automation. And I want to show you some factors or some things we really got in projects. So we would take a closer look at some examples right from the projects we did in the DIY field. So you can see we have some values here, several values with different notation, although they mean the same. So we have the
Okay.
Okay, we have a problem.
We just got a little sign that our slides are not visible
Okay.
for all. So let us do a quick check. I'm sharing my screen again.
That's
And
good
the
that we have
screen
some
keeps
other colleagues
not
with
sharing.
us.
So why why can't we
Yeah,
share?
I think that's what is. Just click share. But it's
and it
not.
stays
It's the
unshared.
same.
Can you go and get your laptop?
Yeah, maybe we should change the.
Yeah, we'll just switch to another device. We're sorry for that. This is the year 2020.
Let me.
Oh, thank you, Andrea. Andrea wrote, "It's okay. It's nice to see you freestyle."
Okay, let me take a look at this and then.
I really love the comments ongoing. Okay, so
let me take a look at if I can share something.
yeah, I think
I think it works.
you can deactivate your camera.
I can deactivate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
I
there.
activated
Yeah.
my camera, and
there you go.
We have the presentation. Do we see something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but we have to change the.
Yeah, just come to the yeah.
Okay. Now it's working. Wonderful.
Okay, cool. So
where do we start? I think we should start all over again.
Okay, just a quick walkthrough through our slide set. So this was supposed to be our entering slide.
Yeah.
There we introduced us, and this is just the
yeah. Okay, so let me
timetable.
just let us start again, or maybe I think it's better if we start again, and then we can
just really quick.
Yeah, really quick. So great. So when I talked about the daily challenges and the daily challenges in NLG or in the text generation, I mentioned some disruptive factors. So the disruptive factors when it comes to content automation and especially the text generation. So as you can see, we have heterogeneous or inconsistent data, missing data, non-processable data, wrong data. And all of this as a result of several reasons, for example, missing briefings, different systems, not existing default values, and missing quality assurance, and so on and so on. And then I talked about this. And this is where we want to continue. So I already mentioned that this is an example right from a project we did in the DIY field. So we have several values here. You can see on the, I don't know if it's on the right side for you as well, but you can see several values which are with a different notation, although they all mean the same. You can see it with the headlights and the brakes and pedals and the frames. And this is one thing we really face every day when it comes to text generation, that during data a data construction process that we have a lot of values for one thing. So the first step we have to do, and what we do, is that we normalize and standardize the data so that we really have just one value which appears in the text or in the system where we constructed it. The same as attribute doublings. That's not where, now it comes. So we have something like an Excel sheet where we have rows and columns, and you see we have some attribute doublings here, like color or lighting front and material. We have in every attribute one value, like red, or if you can see in the second color attribute, we have green and yellow. And this is important that we just reduce it to one unique attribute with one naming. And it shouldn't be something like color, 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 or color 1, color 2, color 3, because it's better for the next steps if you standardized the attributes values within the spreadsheets. And one other thing we have as a daily challenge is a missing structure system. And that's a really big thing, especially when it comes to PIM systems as a basis.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that we build a structure system based on the attributes so that we really consolidate every attribute and construct default values for it so that the things you saw below don't happen anymore. So this is where my colleague Niklas will talk about now, about PIM systems and these daily challenges.
Yeah, as my colleague just introduced, I want to talk about product management. And often when we launch new PIM projects, we are facing always the same challenges. So I brought the top 4 today, and let me just say a few words to each of them. So the first challenge is the product management, as it is like status quo. The product management is often performed in multiple systems and not centrally. And that means that some data is maintained in an ERP system, some are maintained only in the online shop or other places, like different Excel sheets, which are sent to coworkers and so on. So there are different fields to fill in more than one system. So there need to be some fields which are filled for the filter in a shop system for the search engine, or technical data for data sheets, which are needed when products go to stationary shops and so on. The second challenge is our long-winded processes accompanied by high manual effort. Why is that? This is because there is redundant data management needed, and this is really time-consuming because we're often dealing with processes which are not fully integrated in the system landscapes of our customers. And that's, for example, a process like the translation management, which is solved by sending Excel sheets to translation agencies, and this leads to high data inconsistencies. So the time is always as in so many projects, of course, a very, very important challenge to face. The next challenge I named data silos. So what is this? Systems are keeping data only for their special purpose. That's what I just talked about. Like an online shop needs some filter criteria, which we have to maintain also in the back end of the online shop. So if we have multiple systems where we keep different data, we have exports which are really really unclear and complex when it comes to a new system we want to integrate, because there's no single place where we can find the data which we need for the new system. So this is really error prone, and yeah, we need to avoid that. And last but not least, my fourth challenge I want to explain is the presentation of product data. So we said that multiple systems have to be connected, and some suppliers, if you're a big dealer with different products, you will know that suppliers often provide insufficient data for all your channels you have to feed. So PIM is more than just a system. It's a strategy you have to bring to your company, because there is no system which comes with a final out-of-the-box data model you can use for the daily maintenance. So there's a lot of work to do on conceptioning and modeling, and this means a bit of change management for your company. So all, especially for product data, need to come together and think about how to maintain product data in the future. And that's why PIM is not only a system, but a whole strategy, because even your customers want to experience their products they are about to buy. So far to what are the challenges we are facing, and now I want to explain what a PIM system is exactly, especially in the context of connected commerce, which means connecting all the touch points a customer comes along. So the PIM system is located here on this slide in the middle, and on the left side we got several source systems like an ERP system, like a media asset database, and the supplier data, and many further systems. And on the right side we got the target systems where we have to export the data to. So the PIM system serves as a single point of truth in the middle for all channels we want to feed, and there's only one system we have to access to maintain our product data and keep the data consistent across all channels. And this is the goal of a PIM strategy. So let me give a short overview on the key features of a PIM systems. The first one will be dashboards. A good PIM system comes with dashboards where the data quality is visualized, as well as imports which are finished or are in progress, which workflow step is about to be the next step, and with this visualization is this supports the employees of a company in their everyday work. So yeah, this is what I mean by talking about a strategy which has all the stakeholders on product data on board. The next key feature would be a good import and export management, where we can see which fields are mapped to which attributes in the PIM system. The data imports need to be really clearly arranged, and so that we gain a easy consolidation and migration of the data. Also, a very important feature is the flexible data management, which you can see here. It's a very easy to understand product maintenance tree, where different users from different roles from whole across the company can access the idea of the maintenance. In a PIM system, you should be able to maintain also component-based products, which means you can just get all components and all parts of products to references, and yeah, which you can maintain on one single place to one big product. And the last feature is often forgotten because we got so many online channels, but there are also channels which are not accessible from the internet. And by that, I'm speaking of print publications, where you can put data in catalogs for stationary trading, and also maybe as a download if you want to. So is the problem solved now? Can we, have we just the status of perfect product data for content automation, or do we need another step? We need, because a few months ago we had the idea of connecting the best of both worlds. We wanted to maintain the data, and we wanted to create a training in AX semantics, but there was no connection before. And that's what we did, and that's what we want to show you in the next few minutes. I think.
Yeah, then we have to.
Yeah.
I will unshare it first, and then I will share it again, because it's all freestyle now.
Yeah, there are some login credentials we can't share with you today. So we should.
You have to.
Sorry.
Yeah. Just let me check something over here. Maybe.
We prepared that all on the other computer. That's why
sorry.
we have to switch.
If you have any questions, please let us know in the chat, or you can start a request here and then we can talk in person.
So I think I didn't mention it before. Our PIM system of choice is ContentServe, which we have a close partnership with. So I'm happy to present you.
Yeah. Right.
What's Trommelwirbel in English?
I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell us what Trommelwirbel is called in English. We don't know. Drum roll. Oh.
Drum roll. Thank you.
Makes sense. Thank you so much.
So I'm happy to present you the ContentServe user interface. Okay. Where you can see the maintenance structure for product data on the left side for bicycles. And they're usually the top, the root of all is the branding, and afterwards here under the branding, or in this showcase, it is the kind of product you're selling. There comes the model, and then maybe a special model of it, and a color, the color structure. Okay, it's only blue and black here, and under the color we can see different sizes, and on all those points we can maintain data for those products, and the higher we get in the structure, the more points in the structure, the more the leaves in the tree, if you want to say so, you can feed with the data. So that means if I change any data on Turbo Neo Expert, the data will appear in blue XS. So yeah, I want to show you some different things now. In a PIM system, we can easily change any values of these attributes. So these are all properties which belong to this bike, Turbo Neo Expert, like the brakes. Okay, it's a disc brake, and apparently it's an e-bike with a specialized 1.3 engine, and this is where you can maintain any data on this bike and feed any target system with this data. But now to our groundbreaking invention, which is the connector to AX semantics. Before I told you a lot about processes in companies, and the ContentServe PIM system comes with a visualized overview on workflows in a company. Just for example, those are all states in the workflow, and the first step in a process is to create a new product in the ERP. So this could be a step where ERP data is imported to the PIM system. And afterwards, we have to enrich this data by creating by adding some text and creating a natural language text out of all attributes we have maintained in the content serve interface. And in former times, we did this manually, but now we got an action with which we can perform that on one single mouse click. And I can show you this. You don't need to learn those texts by heart. I just
zoom in a bit.
I just tell you like this.
Yeah, maybe that's better if we zoom in a bit and then we
I
can
think
see.
I can increase
the
text size.
Yeah, but
Could have done it before. I'm sorry.
it's okay. But I think it's good.
Let me tell you where you have to keep an eye on. It's for this showcase, it's just the headlines where we created variants. So this is the button to change the workflow status. So the step in the process we have in the company which develops and sells those bikes. And by mouse click, we can create a new text by AX semantics. Katharina will show you this in the AX semantics backend what happens. And now you can see those headlines changed. I think they changed.
Yeah,
Did they change?
Yeah,
they
changed.
I can do it again
So
because
now
there are more variants.
Yeah.
Hope it will change again. I think there's it's randomized.
Yeah, it's randomized.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's randomized there. So now high performance e-bike, and first there was the Swift rides.
Yeah, right. And this is working for all parts of the text. For showcase purposes, we did that for the headlines. But if you want to dive deeper, we would be happy if you get in touch with us. Yeah,
of course. And we got a question. This tool is this created in-house or content serve? I see it as content serve. Yeah, but we created it in cooperation with content serve.
Yeah, exactly. So our plugin is so far only accessible in content serve. You can get it on the marketplace of content serve. And we developed it in close partnership with content serve.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to show the AX semantic side of life?
Yeah, I want to show you the AX semantic side of life. But I think most of you know AX semantics or already took a look in the platform, but I want to show what's behind the scenes here. And there's not a lot, but we can take a look at the write mode for the English setup we created here. So as you can see, we have the statements over here with the headings, and you saw that the headings are changing for every generation. This is randomized here because we did not put a trigger for a special outcome here. We just use every heading as it comes in generation. And then we have all the statements here for the descriptions or for the handbars and grips. And as you can see in the data sources, we have the bikes here, the English ones. This is what comes from content serve. So
I think you have to increase the.
I have to increase it again. Okay, then we increase it.
So this is the real magic. Those are the original attribute values we maintained in content serve.
Yeah. And there is the connection between the content surf and the AX semantics. So the attributes are going to be uploaded in the collection here.
For all the tech guys in that session, it's a REST API.
Yeah, it's a REST API. And this is where we started to connect the statements with. So every attribute, or mostly the attributes, have a statement here, most of them, and you can see it in the transform mode here that we linked it to several data nodes. It's all hidden in this wonderful subgraph. Yeah, there you can see all the conditions, all the data nodes and triggers, so the variables which we use for the statements. And that's what happened on this side in this process. So we got the attributes and we linked it with triggers and put them into the statements, so that the statement is only triggered if there is a certain value or a certain attribute, if the attribute is filled. Yeah, and that's how the magic happens on this side. So I think we're done here.
There are 10 minutes left. Yeah. So if you have any questions or other input, we would be happy to discuss it together with you.
I will. Whoops, sorry.
Yeah, you could just flip to the presentation or just hide your screen.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So I think we have a lot of AX semantics experts today as audience. Yeah. So there are no questions regarding AX semantics, but maybe on PIM systems or something. So there's a question: how long does it take to integrate a subcategory? I guess in a PIM system, that depends on your data model. If you have a good data model, it is really easy and it takes 10 minutes. The data model needs to be very flexible and scalable. In the first place, when you integrate it, when you implement the whole data model in a PIM system, and that's also a challenge, because I think the time it takes to create a bulletproof concept for a PIM system and the underlying data model is the most time-consuming step to a PIM system. But afterwards, you should be able to create a subcategory in very few minutes. So you just basically you have to add one more level in between in the maintenance tree we just looked at. Is there another question we could answer? There's again a question. Do you have an added step for a quality check? Yeah, I can proudly speak for Content Surf, which integrated a big data quality plugin. With that, you can check your data on inconsistency, on completeness, and on very many facts more. Yeah. So you have to decide some quality rules, and with every check in and check out of product data, you can check that. Yeah. Okay, there's the next question. If you generate content for your omnichannels, would you suggest an additional content syndication solution? Good question. Let me think about it. It depends on what. That's a good question. Do you have an idea?
Not now. I don't know.
I think we have to speak on that topic afterwards.
Yeah. Then maybe you can give us a hint what you expecting or something, and then we can just talk it through. Yeah, maybe in the booth or in a private chat or something. Let us talk about it in detail.
It depends on what you want to do with the content, but normally it's sufficient to keep the content managed in the PIM system, because there are fields for search engine optimization, or you can add some fields for further marketing text and so on.
Yeah.
So if there aren't any other questions, I would like to invite you to take the opportunity and grab our content data check voucher, which my colleague Philip Kruse just posted here in the chat. Yeah, and we will check for you if your data is ready to use for content automation.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. We're still here. You can visit us at the booth, and then we can talk some things up, or yeah, we can get a closer look on some other things.
Yeah, thanks for attending. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.
Have a nice day. Bye.